Ugh, this whole team was so boring. Oh, shootout, that's really fun. Should I be worried for your sanity? Come on, man, aren't you gonna petition for double shootouts with me? I mean, they're really heighten the game, the stakes, you know? It really creates drama, doesn't it? You're dead to me. Of course I'm joking. Who the heck would want that? I'm glad we keep this household a sane household. Hello guys, welcome back to DSFR game 25 at Blackhawks versus Stars. Stars win it 3-2 in the shootout. The Stars improved to 15-10-1, which just is brilliant. And the Blackhawks stepped down to 12-9-5. It's just going great all around, isn't it? I'm not going to waste your time. Let's get into the game. Now, Ben wins the faceoff on the power play. He passes to Sagan, who fakes the shot, and then passes straight to Radulov, who's on his one-time side. He snipes it, and we're up 1-0. Starting it off early, that's just what I like to see. And just a few minutes later, Ranson shoots from the point, who, when Bishop is screened, just barely gets the puck in there, and the game is tied. Tell me if you heard this before. The Blackhawks tie it for a couple minutes after the Stars, and the game is tied. It's almost like it was very similar to the last game. I wouldn't worry about it. Now, the Blackhawks were two things, great on the speed side and great on the blocking shot side of things for this game. They were unbelievable on both sides, on both those two categories. They were just able to get, lots of momentum on the speed side, and they were able to create a lot of pressure, especially late in the period. They looked really good there, and block shots, they did a ton of them. The Stars could have gotten a lot more shots, but the Blackhawks decided they wanted to block like 20 of them. We're going to the first intermission, 1-1. Now the Stars have a power play. They couldn't do much with it. They decided to be a little bit too fancy. Of course, the Ben Radulov second line does tend to get a bit fancy there, and they know they're the best players on the team, and deservedly so. But they get a little bit too fancy sometimes. Sometimes they want to make extra passes when they probably shouldn't. I think that they made a couple of good passes, but weren't able to really get that prime opportunity. And if they're trying to be fancy, you kind of got to get that perfect opportunity, or else it's not going to be good. It's not going to turn out too good for you. They didn't shoot a lot, and that's definitely going to go down to their demise on that power play at least. But man, remember when the 5-on-5 scoring was a problem this season? It seems like ages ago. The Stars have really stepped up 5-on-5. They've done fantastic scoring on 5-on-5. They've been fantastic on that side of things. Not relying on the power play is definitely a key thing that the Stars didn't have in the first 10 games of the season that they're doing now. The 5-on-5 scoring is unbelievable now, and they're able to get lots of goals from it. A lot more than they were in the start of the season for sure. Ben has a great chance in general. The puck is in the air. He tries to slap it down, but then Forsberg gets the pad on it. A tough break for the Stars. That could have been a goal for sure. Forsberg is there, and he's prepared. Now, throughout the penalty killing for the Stars, I thought Devin Shore was a fantastic player on that side of things. He was able to grind lots of seconds, and he turned into his energy grinder himself and started just grinding the seconds down like it was nobody. He was doing fantastic on the penalty kill, and he was probably their best player on there. And he's definitely been leading the charge. Penalty kill has been fantastic for the past couple of games, and I hope it continues for sure, but he's definitely led the charge. Now Ellie, who gets the pass from the face-off win, he's on the wing, and Faxa makes an excellent snipe. Bad breakaway, bad turnover by the Chicago Blackhawks in their neutral zone leads to an Ellie pass, who absolutely puts it on the tape for Faxa, who snipes it. Isn't he a stud, man? He is so good. The future backbone of the second line. You can hear it now. Faxa makes it 2-1 Stars. We're up, and it's looking good. Faxa with a brilliant slap shot. I guess one-timer, but that was just a great shot. LA with a great pass, and just a great play overall for the Stars. Faxa keeps going this past week of just phenomenal play. If he isn't recognized as one of the better players from this week by the NHL, I don't know who will be. Oh yeah, kind of under the radar, Pitlick has had a 4-game point streak. He's doing pretty well setting up plays. He hasn't gotten any goals, but he has gotten a few assists there. He's been doing decently, and I hope to see that continue from him. He's been doing, I gotta give him credit, he has been doing really well on that third line spot, kind of being that semi-grinder, semi-playmaker. He's doing decent on there, and I think that he's doing his job, definitely. But just a minute later, Murphy slap shots it from the point, and then Sad deflects it. I mean, they told me not to be sad, but I have got to be sad on that one. That was just a great play by Brandon, and he was able to deflect it just barely so that Bishop couldn't get the shoulder on it. That's unfortunate. You would have liked to see a save from Bishop, but come on, you wouldn't. We go into second intermission, tied 2-2. There was a couple plays in this period that were just unbelievably close. Kane just has a great opportunity, but he just shoots wide. That was one of those few moments, one of those moments where you think we could be easily down 3-2 right now, but it still is tied. Janmark, right before the third period end, has a great one-on-one chance that he just misses on. Again, that could have been a game-winning goal there with a few seconds left. Third period, the goalies were just shutting it down. Both teams had some great chances there, but the goalies were really doing their jobs. But we go into OT, 2-2. Both teams get a point. Now, I gotta say, this was one of the more exciting OTs I think I've ever seen, even though both teams didn't score on it. And Bishop, keep doing what you're doing. There was two brilliant plays by him where he would jump out of his net and just fly himself into the skater, poke checking him, and it was just hilarious. Both times. One time he got extremely off his net. I think it was DeBrincat who was skating it. He tries to backhand it, but Bishop makes a save and then completely trips him. There was another one where Kane almost had a great pass, but then Bishop stops with a stick. That's just a great play by him. And the poke check for Bishop was probably his best trait this time around. He really was doing well on that, and he was doing it in the right situations at the right times. And he never got backstabbed for it, and he didn't make any mistakes with those, and he did it as perfectly as you could. Lindell on his forehand shoots, and then he gets robbed by Forsberg. A minute later, or a minute before that, Taves gets just robbed by Bishop's pads. He another kind of situation like the Ben one in the last couple of periods, where it was in the air and then he kind of has to slap it down, but Bishop makes a save there. Lindell makes a fantastic dive to save a great pass from going through. That was just a great defensive play there. Anisimov has a brilliant chance, hits it off the post. That could have been easily goal for the Blackhawks in OT. And honestly, if that happened, I wouldn't even be mad. That was just bad. This was Anisimov channeling his inner, just jets, but he was able to hit the post, but it didn't go in, thankfully. But the game does go to a shootout. Unfortunately, I don't really like shootouts too much, even though the Stars went in it. Spoilers. Radulov and Sagan score on the shootouts, while the Blackhawks can't even score on the shootout, so the Stars win it 3-2 in the shootout. Bishop makes a couple of great saves in the shootout as well. You got to give him credit there. There was a couple of good plays there. But the Stars, on the two goals, Sagan had a pretty good forehand, backhand move, and then Radulov basically the same thing, except Radulov didn't really roof it. Forsberg against Radulov and Sagan, it's kind of a mismatch. But let me talk about the yellow skates here. So, I think it was the yellow skates have been played since the first win after the Colorado game. I think they've been on either a 3-game win streak or a 4-game win streak. Whenever the Stars have used yellow laces on their skates, and I don't know, keep it going. It's working. The Stars are winning, and until they lose, I can't see the luck and the superstition going away. But the Stars play the Avalanche. I guess it would be today, since I'm recording at midnight, and then they face the Predators, two Central Division foes who are pretty close to them in the standings. They could use a win in both of them. I don't think that'll happen. I think that they'll win against Colorado, but they'll lose against Nashville. I think that's just the unfortunate thing. Nashville is just brilliant this season, but they could win both. Who knows? The yellow skates laces might just still work. But I'm not really hopeful for that. But they have a couple of Central Division opponents now that I think they should take advantage of, and if they do, that'll be a definite boost for them. Now, Lehtinen is confirmed to play against Colorado today in the next game, which is kind of kind of a given. I'm hoping that he'll do well. The Colorado Avalanche squad is good offensively, so that will be something to look out for. And then it has had some good performances, but some bad ones, so he hasn't really been consistent. But he's been a lot better since for last season, that's for sure. But you know, Bishop will start against Nashville, which I think is the right thing to do. But starting against Colorado, it's pretty fair. But you only got guys like Hansel. Pax was almost injured in this game. I think he was injured for like a couple of minutes, but then he came back, which was like. My mind was set there. I was about to be completely done if Faxa got injured, but thankfully he wasn't. Hansel's still injured. I think he's going to be out for like a couple more weeks, hopefully, because he's a big bolster of that defense. And even though it was okay this game, it didn't do all that well, especially in OT. It wasn't doing all that well. But in regulation, they allowed a deflection and just a goal to sneak by. I think that they did a good job. That's going to be it for today, guys. Guys, enjoy. Make sure you like, guys. Really enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later in the next video. Goodbye.